Have you ever looked around your workplace and wondered, how is this person still employed? They create chaos and they cause problems in the organization. And the problem is everyone sees it, but they're still there. Meanwhile, the people who care, who work hard, who speak up, they're the ones that are labeled difficult. And at some point, you start thinking, this doesn't make sense. Well, I want to encourage you today to say, you're right. It doesn't. And if you think the workplace is purely based on performance, it is not. And here's the truth. Most workplaces are not just performance systems. They are political systems. And once you begin to understand that, everything starts to make sense. So today in this video, I'm going to break down what's really happening in your workplace and why there are certain employees that are just surviving and how you need to move once you see the game clearly. So let's get started. Point number one, it's not just about performance. The first mistake that really good employees make is believing performance alone determines outcomes. And that would be great and that would be nice. And maybe that happens in some organizations. People work hard, they do their job, and they get rewarded. Maybe not in your organization. Maybe there's some incompleteness there. Performance does matter, but perception and influence often matter more. And if you only focus on your work and ignore how things are perceived, you can be overlooked. So I want you to start asking different questions. Who has influence in my organization? Who is controlling the narrative? Who is aligned with the leadership? Because that's where the decisions are shaped. Point number two, protection changes everything. You see, some employees stay in an organization for one simple reason. They're protected. And that protection can come from relationships. Protection can also come from tenure. It can come from connections, or yes, in some organizations, protection will come from favoritism. And once that protection exists, the rules just seem to change. Those employees are not judged the same way as others. And that's not fair, but it is reality. Once you see that, you can stop taking it personally. Point number three, they manage up. Here's what makes this even more frustrating. Leadership may not see what you're seeing. And some of the most difficult employees are exceptional at managing up. They look polished, they respond quickly, they speak with confidence. So leadership simply is seeing that they are competent. But the team is experiencing something that is very, very different. And this creates a significant gap within the workplace. And that gap is where confusion is actually living. Point number four, usefulness actually buys time. Even difficult employees can survive. And if they're useful, if they bring in revenue, control relationships, or if they hold key knowledge within the workplace, those employees are actually being tolerated longer. And it's not because it's right. It's because they're actually valuable. And they usually don't fall until they become a liability in the workplace. Or maybe they become a financial risk or a legal risk or reputational. Point number five, the system moves on risk and not fairness. You see, most people think, why don't they just fire them? But I want to tell you, it's really not that simple. Removing someone requires a lot of steps. First, it requires documentation. It requires HR involvement and legal consideration. So leaders may actually delay action because of all the work involved. Not necessarily because they agree with the behavior, but because it's easier in the moment. Organizations often move based on risk and not necessarily fairness. Point number six, the loudest voice wins. You see, in political environments, the best storyteller often beats the best worker. Some employees survive because they are actually controlling the narrative. They're the ones that actually speak first, or they reframe mistakes, or they shift blame to others. Meanwhile, the high performers in the workplace are just staying quiet, thinking their work will speak for itself. But oftentimes in some organizations, it doesn't. You have to communicate your value, and you have to communicate that value clearly and early. Point number 7, why you may be targeted. See, here's something that most people don't even realize. Toxic employees don't attack randomly. They often target people who are ethical. They target people who are competent, or they target people who are detail-oriented, because those people expose problems in the workplace. So what the toxic employees do is they provoke, they push, they create reactions. And once you react to those toxic employees, they shift the narrative onto you. So I want to encourage you, you must protect your composure and your documentation. Point number 8, there has to be a mindset shift. You see, the real shift that you can begin to have is stop asking, why are they still here? And start asking this question, what game are they playing that I'm not? See, once you begin to understand the game in your workplace, you stop being confused. You actually stop taking things personally, and you start moving strategically. So I hope the components of this video have helped you gain a better understanding. It's not just about performance. People stay because they are protected. They're useful, they're strategic, or too inconvenient to remove out of the workplace. And once you see that clearly, you can stop blaming yourself for something that was never about you. But here's the next step. If you realize your workplace isn't going to change, you actually need to start developing a plan. I recently created a video, what to do when you realize your job is toxic. And it's a 3 to 6 month escape plan. And if you walk through exactly what to do next on those steps, you will find an exit plan out of your toxic workplace. If this video has changed how you see your workplace, hit the subscribe button, because every week I'm breaking down leadership or workplace strategy and how to move forward with clarity. And I want to encourage you also,